Welcome to Tasting NC. I'm your host, Curtis,
And I'm Jamie.
and this is the show where we taste everything that has anything to do with North Carolina. This is going to be our Christmas episode. We have some stuff here from some North Carolina businesses.
Well, actually, it's just one North Carolina business. It's Southern Supreme Fruitcake Company in Bear Creek, North Carolina, on which coincidentally my grandma's father grew up in Bear Creek. And I'm not sure when this company started, but I discovered them several years ago in Our State magazine.
We also have cupcakes from Bryson City.
Honey Bear's Cupcakery.
Yep, we're going to try them. But also, one of the products here from Southern Supreme is peanut brittle. Jamie makes peanut brittle just about every year. Everybody looks forward to it. And so part of this episode, she's going to make some peanut brittle or she has made some peanut brittle. We're going to try it and kind of compare it with Southern Supreme.
And I didn't grow up eating fruitcake. My grandma never made it, but she made something called a no-bake fruitcake, which I also made so that we can compare. And this is not a North Carolina product. It's from Claxton, Georgia. But I picked it up in Food Line yesterday because I've never had a real fruitcake. But it's Claxton's fruitcake from Claxton, Georgia. So we're going to try that too, just for comparison.
And if you're watching, I want to say this while I'm thinking about it. This video is going to look like it's really, really long. At the end of it, I've put in some footage of Jamie making the peanut brittle and the fruitcake. If you're interested in that, stick around after the actual episode. If not, you can cut it out. But the content of the episode isn't as long as the video may seem right now.
And you can put it in there where the video of me making peanut brittle and fruitcake starts, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not tech savvy, so Curtis does the technical stuff.
All right, so what are we going to try first?
What do you want to try? And this is just a small assortment of what they have. They actually have a retail store attached to where they make their candy, and they started out selling a few things out of their garage, and it's turned into this nice gourmet candy company.
Yeah, and if I didn't do it while Jamie was talking just now, I'll post pictures. I'll throw some pictures up on the screen of their retail store. They have a huge store as far as goodie stores goes, and they have a ton of merchandise in there.
Well, and they also do mail order, so you can probably go on their website and request a catalog.
Well, let's
Do you want to try the fruitcake first or the other goodies?
Let's finish with the fruitcake. Let's try the other stuff.
Okay. Do you want to start with this barbecue sauce and the pickles, or do you want to?
Yeah, let's do the sauces first.
All right, we might have to. Oh shoot, where's the bagel? Oh, it's laying on top of the box. You see it?
Yeah. A random spot to leave a bagel.
I got Gideon's bagel so that he would eat it, wouldn't come out yelling, "I'm hungry."
So we're going to try the barbecue sauce with like bread, but we didn't. I don't know if we got a bread.
I have wheat bread.
We decided to go with bagel for our sample stick, as opposed to just.
Well, whole wheat is a little bit stronger than mustard, pickles, or barbecue sauce.
Mustard. We'll go in the order you just called them out.
Mustard, pickles, and barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
I don't think they make the barbecue sauce. It's from Staley. Hickory Mountain sauce. And it's best kept secret since moonshine.
I got a long arm. I can hold it to the camera.
Yeah.
Since moonshine, is that what you said?
NC's best kept secret since moonshine.
Moonshine wasn't a very well kept secret.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Here's the front of the bottle, though.
And they may have a website. I don't know. It was just a whim pickup. And this is Country Hot Sweet Mustard. And yep. The Scott family of Southern Supreme makes that.
Yep.
I didn't get a spoon. We're just gonna have to be uncivilized.
You didn't what?
I didn't get a spoon.
Oh.
Or a knife to.
That's all right. Just dip it.
Well, I don't have this knife. I'm gonna smear it on for you because you like mustard.
I love mustard.
Ooh, it'd be good to put mustard and then the pickle on top.
Oh, that's very good.
Did you even like take a little bite and savor it?
You only gave me a little bite.
Well, there's more.
So there's the front of it. And it is it's very sweet. You can taste sweet right away.
Dang, I left my water in there too.
It's got a good little burn, but yeah, go ahead. I like that. I wouldn't mind getting a little more of that.
I bet you that would be good with the pickles. Oh, it's got a slow heat.
Yeah, it builds up. All right. I love mustard enough. I could probably just eat that with a spoon. Which sounds gross, but that's good mustard.
I have carpal tunnel. I loosened it for you.
It felt loose.
You might have to go get my water.
All right.
Pickle?
We'll move this back just a little bit. Yep.
Do you want a bagel?
No, I'm just going to toss it in.
And these are sweet heat garlic dill.
Oh, man, that's really good.
I told you to get one yesterday when we went and they were giving samples.
Yeah, they were really sweet. Not as much heat, but I definitely like the sweet.
Put some mustard on there and then put a pickle on top.
Yeah, don't tempt me.
Would you like one?
Yes. I mean, it's got a little spice to it, but it's not like it's burning my mouth. The sweet is really good, though. I wonder what they use for the sweet part of it.
And don't anybody come at us about double dipping with a dirty knife or eating after, because we're the only ones that are going to eat this. Our kids won't eat it and nobody else.
Yeah, our kids won't eat none of this stuff we eat. They like
chicken nuggets and macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, they like basic stuff. That's really good.
Is it? I thought it would be. I could just eat the jar of pickles. They're really good. They also had a sweet garlic dill that wasn't spicy. But
it doesn't taste like sugar, though. That's what I was wondering.
It's, promise you, it's probably how you make sweet pickles, and then they just put the other stuff in there.
Yeah. Huh. All right, and there's a label for that one. Now, if you go to this place, I will tell you, it's in Bear Creek. I don't know if you mentioned that.
Kind of in the middle of nowhere. Bear Creek's in Chatham County. We only live, I think it was 28 or 30 miles from Bear Creek, and it took us an hour.
Yeah, you're not going to go through a lot of red lights to get to this place. It's behind the cornfield and around the woods. You know, it's in the middle of nowhere.
However, Bear Creek is known for the Devil's Tramping Ground, so
yeah,
it's not like, I mean, it's a map dot, but it is known.
I don't know if I'd ride all the way across the state of North Carolina to get here, but if you
happen to be near the North Carolina Zoo, or
it's definitely worth checking out Southern Supreme. They got a really cool place. And like I said, I have probably by now 30 pictures up on the screen.
And they do kitchen tours. I've never done one, and I don't know how to do one, but they offer them. Jesus. I should have opened that like I did some of the other stuff.
That was easy.
It was easy. Maybe I'll just do that. You can dip it. I'm nervous. I'm picky about barbecue sauce.
Oh, man.
It smells good.
Very good.
The ingredients were pretty basic.
Hold that up.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I could take pictures and throw the pictures on the screen rather than hold the bottle up. Ketchup, prepared mustard, vinegar, water, lemon juice, sugar, salt, spices, and liquid smoke.
And that's about how you make barbecue sauce. And it's got to be NC product. You're gonna
Do we need bread for anything else?
Mm-mm.
Then I'm gonna finish it up.
Ooh, it's got a nice little burn.
We didn't go to the Got to Be NC Festival.
Not this year.
Mm-mm.
We got goodies at the fair.
You know what it is? Yeah, it does have a nice little burn.
Okay. You have the cheese florets, jalapeno nuts, the nice little assortment of other nuts and peanut brittle.
Let's go ahead and do the jalapeno nuts since my mouth is already burning, and then we'll move on to the stuff that may cool the mouth off.
Well, that little camera that's in front of my head, it's on your phone, right?
Yeah. Yeah, your head won't be blocked.
I mean, it doesn't matter if my head's blocked, but
That's letting me know that we're recording.
well, it just happens to be right over my head.
Yeah.
I think that's a chunky one.
What kind of nuts are they?
Oops, sorry. Jalapeno pecans.
Jalapeno pecans?
They're probably more like a praline pecan, spicy praline pecan.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a praline. I don't know if that's close enough.
Yeah, that's crunchy.
That's good. Since you said it's my breakfast, I'm going to double down.
I have an egg casserole in the toaster oven.
Too late. That's what we do.
There's a spice.
I'm not getting a whole lot of spice, but yeah, I do.
Wait for it.
Yeah, what I do is just, I mean, I can feel my mouth burning, but I can't really tell if it's from the pickles or barbecue sauce or these.
Your tongue will start re-tingling.
Re-tingling? Is that a official term?
No, but when I eat spicy food, my tongue gets a nice little tingle.
What's next?
We have the nut assortment, the cheese florets.
Let's keep on with the nuts, and then we can do the cheese florets and move through.
Maple crispy peanuts, cinnamon pecans, peanut brittle, milk chocolate peanuts. That is 4. 1, 2, yep.
All right, before we open it, I'll hold that up to the camera.
And they also have gift baskets in there as well.
All right, like I said, we're going to do the peanut brittle last, since we're going to compare it with Jamie's peanut brittle we have here.
Did I say cinnamon pecans and cinnamon peanuts and chocolate covered peanuts?
I'm assuming.
What nut do you want first?
We'll work our way around.
This is the cinnamon peanut. Itty bitty. Or maybe it's a candied peanut. I don't know. It'll tell us on the box again.
That's good.
It'd be hard not to sit there and.
Yeah. This is definitely a pecan.
A cinnamon.
Or pecan, I guess, depending on where you.
It could be a pecan.
Or a pecan. Anybody ever call it a pecan?
I've heard it before. It's pecan when you're talking about a nut like pecan pie. But if you're talking about the ice cream, it's butter pecan. Don't ask me why, I'm just weird, but that's...
I think those may be cinnamon.
Yes.
Yeah.
I told you as soon as it hit my mouth, that's cinnamon.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the candied peanuts.
I do too. I don't like cinnamon because I'm not a basic white bitch.
You're going to have to edit that out. I am a basic.
Thought I got to edit it out.
Because you're going to offend somebody.
Just hearing that.
These are chocolate covered peanuts.
Chocolate peanuts really good.
Mm.
I can hold them up, but I mean, chocolate covers.
Too much chocolate, not enough nut. But it kind of tastes like a peanut M&M.
It does, yeah.
Minus the candy coating.
Oh.
Sugar?
No, I don't have anything to drink.
You want to swallow mine? And I mean a sip, not a swallow. Like, not a Curtis swallow.
Yeah, I'll be all right.
You can go get one.
I may yet. So here's the peanut brittle. Now Jamie brought some of hers. She brought a little tiny portion, but
I can go get a big portion.
some of Jamie's are that big. But
and I did notice yesterday that they had a note by their peanut brittle that said they had changed their recipe and they were using honey. And I did notice that it was different than the last time I had it, which was I think it was right before the pandemic, I think.
yeah.
But yeah, I noticed that they had changed their recipe and said that they were using honey. I'm thinking they were using sugar the last time, which I use sugar. But I did notice a difference in taste because the last time I was like, it's almost like my grandma's recipe, but not quite. There was something off taste-wise. And this time I was like, it's still a little bit off, but it tastes more like my grandma's peanut brittle.
And I'm gonna throw a picture up on the screen of like the cross section so you can see. Both peanut brittles are really good. I like Southern Supremes.
I'm gonna say, like, if I couldn't make peanut brittle, this would be my second choice.
Yeah, when you bite into Jamie's, and you may be able to hear it on camera, but Jamie's has more like air pockets in it. This here is a little more dense. That's one thing I noticed right away.
Well, even my grandma said mine is more airy.
Yeah, and like I said, I like both of them.
But she kind of shook her pan to get the air bubbles out before it settled and cooled off.
So which one do you want to eat first?
Let's do theirs. And when you walk in the door, you'll be greeted by a nice lady, and she will send you to the sample room if they've got samples available. And I'm not talking about just one little sample of fruitcake or peanut brittle or whatever. They have like 5 or 6 different samples, and I took a picture of my plate. So if I remember, Curtis can cast it up. And it was strawberry jam, and it was pepper relish, their almond bark,
Yep.
Peanut brittle, fruitcake, and they had samples of the pickles.
And some sort of salsa.
It was pepper relish.
Oh, yeah.
And we were talking to a lady that was visiting family from Texas, and she suggested putting the little strawberry jam sample on top of the fruitcake, and it was really tasty.
I ate a bit into it, and peanut went up my sleeve.
That could almost pass for Nanny's as
Yeah.
in taste. Looks are a bit different, but
yeah, the taste is great.
I'm glad they changed the recipe because it's much better.
Yep. While Jamie's finishing up Southern Supremes, I'm gonna go ahead and take a bite of Jamie's. Although she's made a bunch of it. You'll see if you watch the making of her peanut brittle. Yeah, she made a ton of it. So this ain't the first time I'm having Jamie's. I've been eating it for 3 or 4 days.
He actually got into the bag that was meant for my brother at Thanksgiving.
It wasn't labeled.
Well, you got into the bag that I made for the video, and then I made another batch to take to Matt, and then you got into that bag. You might want to put that up so it doesn't get on the table.
I don't think I was the only one, because the boys were in here eating too. We can cut out the 5 minutes of eating peanut brittle.
And stare at each other.
It takes a little bit to chew. I'm not gonna sit here and make you watch us chew.
No, but you can tell they're both like not a commercial recipe, that they're made in small batches or.
Like you said, I remember getting Southern Supremes peanut brittle, not liking it as much as yours.
Yeah,
that's
good.
That's really
like,
good.
Like if the looks are different, but taste wise, I don't know what their recipe calls for, but a lot of recipes I've researched and looked at called for butter and water, and I don't know if that's why other peanut brittles are not as good.
I don't know.
But you're always going to compare.
You ready to close this thing up?
Yeah, you're always going to compare other people's stuff to what you grew up with. Did you get it?
So I can't open it, can't close it.
I'm gonna have to like not eat any sugar for like 6 months. I've had enough sugar in the past. In the past week. Like, this is probably the amount of sugar I eat in 6 months.
Well, also, we're filming this right after Thanksgiving, and we just had two
Chocolate pie.
different Thanksgiving meals. So we haven't been eating very healthy the past 3-4 days.
And we drove 5 hours away to have Thanksgiving with my brother and his friends. And
that's what brought us close to Bryson City.
We had to eat some fast food, and we don't generally eat a ton of fast food, and I'm just like, ugh.
And then we went to my cousin's house for their Thanksgiving, and that's not what brought us close to Bear Creek. We made a special trip for that.
We went to Bear Creek before we went to the Thanksgiving thing.
Yeah, we decided to go to make the trip to Southern Supreme to get this stuff for the video.
On a whim. What was it? About 8 o'clock? About 10 till 8 yesterday. Curtis was like, I wish we could go down there and just get some stuff and get, compare your peanut brittle. I was like, let's go.
And it's an hour away, but me and Jamie have taken 7-hour rides because we were bored. So 1 hour away is a trip to the store for us.
We're in the Outer Banks, and about 2 o'clock we were ready to leave the Outer Banks, but we weren't ready to come home.
And so we drove to Delaware.
Yeah, so we drove to Delaware.
For no reason.
We drove to Delaware, stood on the Delaware Beach State Park for about 20 minutes, and then came home.
And came home through Annapolis and D.C. and
these are cheese florets. They're cheese straws, but they're in the shape of a flower.
Yeah. What kind of cheese they use in cheese florets? Probably cheddar.
I would say cheddar. If I had a cookie press, I could make cheese florets and cheese straws.
How's Santa Claus for?
Santa Claus heard.
That's very cheesy.
Yep. It's cheesier than some of the cheese straws that I've had.
That actually might be good like a bowl of chili beans or something.
It would. Curtis thinks I need a prescription because I have reading glasses, but
I have optical insurance, and she will not partake.
I can read.
Or vision insurance. I say optical. Sounds more.
Pecan sugar water, jalapeno powder. It's just the itty bitty teeny weeny right here.
Oh yeah.
Can you read it?
I read it with my heart.
You won't be able to read it in a couple years. I am older than you.
What are we going to next?
Pick your poison.
What is this?
Oh, that came from Bryson Darnell Farms. It's a spice company in North Carolina. Actually, the guy that does the Spice Walla owns a restaurant, I believe. But anyway, I figured since it's a North Carolina product,
yeah,
and you were featuring things that.
Yeah, and she mentioned Darnell Farms. I'll talk about Darnell Farms once we get done with this. I don't want to mix too many companies.
Yep, it's cheddar, sharp cheddar cheese. Yep, you can tell it's sharp.
But Darnell Farms is right down the road from Bryson City, and another cool stop. I'll throw some pictures up of that when I get to talking about it. I guess let's do this fruitcake last. I keep wanting to say cheesecake, but let's take care of this.
This is fruitcake.
Yeah. This
is a lazy turtle. That's divinity and chocolate praline and a regular praline.
Yeah, well, bring all that stuff back here and we'll get into that.
Well, what do you want first?
I don't know, pick something.
You're not going to like the divinity more than likely because of a texture thing. I've never had divinity and I've never made divinity, but you got a pocket knife. Why do I keep handing you my knife?
Was it handy?
It's your handy dandy knife. Do you want?
Yeah. So what is this?
A chocolate praline. Creamy chocolate praline. Pecan praline.
But I thought the praline was the actual pecan itself.
No, praline is like a New Orleans thing.
Oh.
It's sugar and cream and pecans, and you stir it until it's creamy.
Oh, see, I thought
I have made pralines before.
pralines were like what kind of like what.
Well, praline is a hard sugar coating too, but an actual like candy praline, it's kind of like making caramel, but you just stir it until it's creamy. It's lots of butter, sugar. I think it's brown sugar. And I was actually going to cut that in half.
I was going to ask you, are you slicing another piece off, or is that a half? That's interesting. I was expecting like more of a, I guess, milk chocolatey taste or something. It's good, but it's what's that flavor? This I don't know how to describe it.
It's caramely and chocolate all mixed together.
Yeah,
because that's basically what a praline is. It's a creamy caramel. You don't cook it to the caramel like hard crack stage.
It's more of a bolder flavor. I don't know if that's what you use in describing chocolate flavors, but I guess I was expecting like the way it looks, I was expecting like a
milk chocolate,
a real rich sweet. Yeah, and that's really good though. Slide that up out of the way. We'll take care of that thing later.
I make pralines. They're not hard, but I don't like the texture of my pralines.
What was this one?
Creamy. This is just a creamy pecan praline, which is just a normal praline. It's like I said, I think it's brown sugar. It's been a few years since I made some.
So same thing, different ingredients.
Well, it's the same thing. Well, this is the normal. This is the traditional.
So that's what you would normally give you ask for a praline.
Yes.
Okay.
And see, that tastes more like caramel.
Yeah.
A creamy caramel.
I don't know which one I like better. Completely different flavor profile.
Well, for that one, you're getting the chocolate with the caramel.
Yeah.
I like regular praline.
That one there has got more flavor, I think. I like this one better. I don't know. It's hard to say. Slide it up out of the way.
All right. Let's do the Divinity next. I'm curious. I've never had one.
Now, do you have any idea what it is?
It's kind of like a meringue, maybe? A soft meringue? I can look it up. But I think you whipped egg whites kind of like a...
Hold it up.
Yeah. I heard my grandma talk about it once, but I don't think she ever made any. That might be best just dip.
That looks like a texture nightmare to me. I don't know.
It's like a marshmallow type.
It tastes the way burning plastic smells to me. What is that flavor?
It's egg whites, I guess.
I don't like that. Not because of the texture, actually. There's a really... If you could taste burning plastic, that's what I feel like.
As a candy, I mean, no offense to anybody that makes Divinity, but I'm kind of like, what's the...
I don't think it's very sweet at all. And I'm not hating on it because it's not sweet. There's some kind of weird...
Excuse my phone. I'm going to look up what Divinity is because...
It's kind of weird taste there. I'm going to go back to the praline for a minute to get rid of the Divinity, if that's okay with you. Yeah, I didn't like that.
Oh, no eggs. It's just granulated sugar, corn syrup, and water. And a pinch of probably cream of tartar. I don't know.
Cream of what?
Tartar.
Like tartar sauce?
No. No, I should have come to the recipe.
I didn't taste a lot of sugar. Like to me, it wasn't very sweet.
No, it is egg whites. Sugar, water, corn syrup, salt, egg whites, pecans, and vanilla.
I didn't taste any of that.
What's the point? That's why I've never made Divinity, because it's like, if I'm gonna make candy, I would rather spend my time making something.
It's a pretty candy. I mean, if you're making an assortment, it's
Well,
white and so it looks good on a
I
plate.
guess that's why it's basically a marshmallow. Now I cut my phone on airplane mode. That's what I love, marshmallows. Like, but it's basically a marshmallow.
That's the texture of it. Maybe like a half melted marshmallow. It's not sticky, but it's softer than you'd get like a regular marshmallow. So, the texture wasn't bad for me.
And I've had homemade marshmallows, and it's
I didn't like
different.
the taste at all. And people may love that flavor. I mean,
No offense to their Divinity, it's not. I just don't think.
yeah, I don't think it's them. I think
No,
I
I
just
think
don't like
that's
the taste.
And I've never had it, so
I mean, all of Southern Supreme stuff tastes fantastic. So I'm sure they didn't misstep on the divinities. It's just something I'm not used to or I don't like.
we have a Bear Creek Lazy Turtle, and I think what this is it's like pecan, like a dollop of caramel with a dollop of chocolate with a nut on top, which is slightly different than normal pecan caramels or turtles. I grew up calling them pecan caramels, but a turtle is like, you know how Nanny done the caramel and then chop the nuts up and mix it in with the caramel and then put it on a pan and then dipped it in chocolate.
Yeah.
This is actually an easier way because you don't have to hand dip the chocolate. Oh, I guess it's not. It's actually a pecan caramel. I keep forgetting to have a knife. I smell peanuts. Did you eat some peanuts?
Yes. We've been eating peanuts for 20 minutes. But no, yeah, I got some more in.
Oh, it's got a cute little swirly thing.
All right. You gonna eat it? Quarter it.
I'm just gonna. Do you want to eat?
It's up to you.
Like the caramel is more dense than what Nanny's is. But
That is very dense. It's gonna take me a few minutes to chew this up.
that's good though. I really like that.
Yeah, that's good. All right. Fruitcake.
Fruitcake. We'll start with the traditional fruitcake. Then we'll do my fruitcake, and then we'll do Southern Supreme.
Okay.
So that we can
Now, I know Jamie already mentioned it, but again, this here is the fruitcake you see mostly at the grocery store. We got it at Food Line. It's not a North Carolina product. It's from Georgia. But
close enough to North Carolina.
We wanted to try just, I know this is the tasting NC, but we wanted to try just to compare fruitcakes.
Like, I've never had fruit. Well, I can't say that. My cousins.
I haven't had a lot of fruitcake. So we bought it because it's the one that it says choice of millions on the package. I see it every year at the grocery store. But we wanted to, definitely try that variety. So we got 3 different kinds here.
I'm afraid of fruitcake because I hate raisins. Like, the one piece of fruitcake I remember having, somebody bought it to a Christmas party, and I had a piece, but I picked every single raisin out of it. And my grandma uses raisins in her fruitcake. I don't. I use dried cranberries. But when she would make her fruitcake like that, I picked them out too. Like, I've tried to have a love relationship with raisins, and no. I'm trying to see where Claxton, Georgia is. Yep, it's just west of Savannah.
All right. So Eastern Georgia.
Yeah. Georgia borders North Carolina, so close enough.
Like I said, as long as we got a variety, I don't want a big portion of
Well,
it.
I didn't. It's in a North Carolina grocery store, Food Line. So there we go.
I'm getting full, so just give me a little bit.
Oh shoot, we still got 4 cupcakes to taste.
Yeah.
Where's that plate? Tastes like Nanny's fruitcake. kind of, but not.
I hope not, because that's not great.
I don't like the texture.
It's a strange texture. It's drier than I expected it to be, I suppose.
It's not dry to me, but it's nutty.
Tastes almost like it's got like Starburst in it or something.
It's candied fruit.
Oh. All right, what's next?
The no bake. And what you do is you take graham crackers and crush them up, and nuts and condensed milk. And it's supposed to have mini marshmallows in it, but I kind of forgot the mini marshmallows. But
See, I remember really liking Southern Supreme's fruitcake. I've never had that Claxton Farm one. I didn't like that at all, though. I mean, it wasn't gross. I didn't really enjoy that.
I don't know.
Jamie's a lot more moist. Of course, it is a lot more fresher. I like, I don't know if they don't use graham crackers in theirs, but
I don't think so.
Jamie's got the graham crackers. I can taste the graham cracker. Is that pineapple?
Yeah.
Coconut?
Coconut.
Yeah, coconut's what I was talking about. That's a lot better than the Claxton. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh. I'm getting full. Miss more water.
I need a refill. I think you're either a fruit cake lover or a fruit cake hater.
I don't know. I think I'm a fruitcake liker.
All right. And we got the smallest fruitcake loaf that they offered, but they vary in sizes up to, I think, 2 pounds.
I took a picture. I mean, I'll cast it up on the screen. But I took a picture of their different fruitcakes. Yeah, I think it is a 2 or 4 pound cake.
Yeah, it was a large cake, larger than we needed. And I didn't cut it because when I opened the box, I wanted to show you what the whole cake looked like before we cut it.
So what do we got on top here?
It's probably candied cherries.
Okay.
You want a little green thing?
And I'll try it individually. That seems really dense.
Yeah, but it's nutty. Like, it's a nutty fruitcake. So the Nutty Professor. Okay. Technical difficulties. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we had some problems. We've already tried. The camera quit recording, but we already tried Southern Supreme. And I had taken some pictures of the cross section. But Jamie commented that, she was talking about how she doesn't like raisins, but she said, as a matter of fact, she couldn't see the raisins in there. And I had commented that I wanted to puree the fruit in there.
Because you can get a kind of, now that I know that they're in there, well, I could taste it before, but now that I know it's the raisins, but I would eat it again. It's one of the only fruitcakes with raisins in it that I would eat.
It is very, very good fruitcake. One thing I had said when I thought we were recording was I don't mean any offense to Jamie, but I would definitely put Southern Supreme fruitcake number 1, Jamie number 2, and the Claxton number 3. I didn't like the Claxton at all.
It tastes like the fruitcake that I had.
Now, let me get back to my Darnell Farm spiel again.
Yes.
Okay, so we're catching back up. We got the cupcakes here from Bryson City, but before we went to, or after we went to Bryson City, before I do the cupcakes, we stopped at Darnell Farms, and it's a really beautiful farm up in the mountains. I had commented that I've been to a lot of farms, and it's the most beautiful farm I've ever seen, just because it's surrounded by mountains from Bryson City and Cherokee, and I guess whatever the mountains are there around Silva. But it's agritourism, so you go there, and we did go there, and you can hang out there all day. We let the kids swing, and they got fire pits, and a lot of times they got some live music going on. And then, of course, they got the farm store where you can go in and buy all sorts of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Like,
including this right here.
Big huge like ornament. It's actually probably more meant for a door, but we thought it'd be fun to put it on our Christmas tree because A Christmas Story is one of our favorite Christmas movies. But it's got the iconic leg lamp, and it says Fragile. It must be Italian.
Yep. But while we were there, the reason I want to talk about it on Tasting NC is because we got these things called
Dream Whips, and it's they're similar to the old pineapple whip at Disney. I've never had that, so I don't know how close they are to it, but they're delicious.
It's like it doesn't have any dairy in it. It's like a slushy.
No, it's like soft serve, creamy sorbet.
Yeah, and I'm gonna throw some pictures up on the screen of that.
Which sorbet doesn't have any dairy; it's just sugar and water. But
so we let the kids play for what seemed like an hour or so. Then we got our Dream Whips and sat down and ate those.
I also got this
and then we headed down the road.
Spice mix at Darnell Farms, and this is made in Asheville. I can't remember the person's name who does it, but he owns a restaurant. I told you I was gonna hit it.
Oh, tearing my mic up.
I'm gonna look up his name right now, and I'm probably gonna butcher it. Marwan Irani, and he's the founder of Chai Pani and Spice Walla. He's a James Beard Award nominee 5 times. But yeah, he founded this spice company, and they're good spices. I've used them before. It's one of the better Cajun seasonings that I've had. I don't know if Curtis wants to
taste it.
Taste a little bit. I guess I could get a pickle out and you can sprinkle some on your pickle. But it comes in this nice little bag in there. But anyway. Let's check one pinch. Yeah. It's not salty like some of the other ones you get in the grocery store.
No, that's very good.
Yeah, it's got very little salt in it. It's mostly it may not have any salt in it.
I don't know. Very good.
It's one of the better ones I've had because it isn't so salty.
And so we're going to wrap this part of this show. I don't know if we're going to add anything else to this episode, but we're going to wrap up this segment with cupcakes from Bryson City. What was the company?
It's called Honey Bear's Cupcakery. We already tried when we were there, and Curtis will put up pictures of the Dream Whips that we had, which was a cherry cordial. It was a cherry whip with chocolate syrup. There was a hot cocoa, which was chocolate whip with mini marshmallows and whipped cream and chocolate syrup, I think. And then Curtis and Elijah had the regular pineapple whip, which has strawberries layered in with the whip. And he'll post pictures.
Yeah, so we got 7 of them all together. We tried, 3 of them there?
Yeah, we tried the strawberries and cream, the vanilla fun, and the chocolate lovers.
Yeah, and then we brought the rest home. They didn't quite make the trip.
They're a little bit sad, but
they did get a little wonky looking. By now I have posted a picture of the original ones when they were fresh, and they're beautiful. They're not beautiful now, but we're still going to taste them.
They're not ugly. I mean,
no.
And the flavors that we have left are the Mucky Tuck, on the Minton Top, and Carrot Cake.
Well, the cool story about the owners of this shop is they had never baked it before.
My brother said that he was talking to them the other day, and one was in nuclear medicine, and the other one was a nurse.
Yeah.
It was a husband and wife couple. Of course, a husband and wife is a couple. Anyway, and for some reason, they just decided to open a cupcakery and he said they never really baked anything. And I will tell you, they are some of the best cupcakes that I've had. I'm not a huge fan of vanilla cake, vanilla icing, but our youngest son loves sprinkles, and he loves like funfetti cake. And they had the vanilla fun cupcake it was vanilla cake with the vanilla buttercream and little sprinkles on top, and he had to have one, so it got one. Yeah. And if I had to judge a cupcakery on a cupcake alone, a vanilla cupcake, I would go there just based on their vanilla cupcake.
All right. So
not liking vanilla cupcakes.
I'm just going to pull them out and we'll try them. I don't want the whole thing.
I don't either.
I want a little bit of icing and a little bit of cake.
You lost the vanilla wafer. That's the nanas and cream, I think.
Because I am
Nanas and cream pie.
I don't know. Yeah. Because I'm very full.
Well, I'm not full, but I'm full of like sugar.
Yeah, I am.
The icing's a little bit like hard because it's been sitting out for a couple days, but oop. Bye-bye, little guy. Oh, there's a nana in there. Oh, no, it's cream. Ooh, that's why they call it a nana and cream pie. I'm not going to lick off the knife. Somebody will say something to me. You want a fork?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm excited.
Oh, no.
Ooh, we got these on Friday, and it is now Sunday. So Friday night, Saturday. So 2 days they've been sitting, and the inside of that cupcake is still moist. That doesn't hurt my feelings.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, that's really good. A lot of times with cupcakes, the icing is going to be the best part. This cake, the actual cake part of it, is just as good as the icing.
I don't know that I got any icing. I'm going to be a savage and eat with my fingers.
All right. Let's keep moving.
Thank you, Matt, for suggesting this place.
What is this one?
You can tell you're getting full because you took a little portion.
Again, the cake is really moist. I wouldn't think it would be. Definitely mint. That's good. For no more than I got of the icing, that's a lot of mint flavor.
It might be in the cupcake too.
That's really good.
Even I'm a peppermint mocha person, but I like the banana one better. You want to do the other chocolate one, or do you want to do the carrot cake? Curtis doesn't like carrot cake.
No, I don't.
Don't take that off. I think this one is the hot cocoa cup.
Why don't you want to take that off?
Because it's cute. And I think that's the one that Elijah wanted.
Yeah, Elijah said save him a bite of each one.
I might hide the banana one. That's good. It's just kind of plain.
I don't know. They captured the cocoa part of it.
Yeah. But after eating like a flavor, that's just kind of like a chocolate cupcake with... Oh, Lord. I was fixing to pick that up and drink it.
Yeah, it picks up the chocolate and cream. It's very good. But the other ones we had, there was a lot more flavor going on with them. So I guess it seems like a downgrade to go to that one.
They had a pumpkin pie one too, and I really wanted that, but I knew I couldn't get Curtis to eat it. I'm surprised I'm going to be able to get Curtis to eat this one. I'm
going to take a little bite of carrot cake because it's tasting and see. You know,
I ate raisins. You can eat carrots.
Yeah. Just
well,
like Jamie's going to soon try wine and beer.
No, I'm not. Like, I tried raisins, so you can eat a carrot. Well, Curtis likes carrots.
I love carrots.
Doesn't like carrots in a cake because he says vegetables don't go in a cake.
It tastes as horrible as carrot cake always does. Yeah, I don't like that. I just don't like carrot cake. I'm sure for carrot cake lovers, it's very good. It tastes like, because I hate it, it must taste just like carrot cake. So
you went in there with a closed mind.
Unfortunately, I went in there with an open mouth.
It's good. I still think the banana one is my favorite.
The banana is very good. I love banana pudding. I like that.
It's like a banana bread with banana bread And banana pudding had a baby.
Yeah. But that's all I got. That might be the end of this show. It's definitely the end of this segment. In case it's the end of this show, I will say thank you for listening. Thank you for sitting here sitting here and listening to us.
Got like sugar.
Yeah.
Sugar rush.
Happy holidays. If you're doing any traveling, be safe. We'll definitely see you next year. Next month, we'll have another one come out. Anything you want to add?
Mm-mm.
All right, then. Y'all be safe, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
All right, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's clean it.
All right, today we're going to make my grandma's famous peanut brittle. And I have searched high and low for a peanut brittle that is like hers, and I have never found one. And even people that don't like peanut brittle will eat this. And I don't know what the secret to hers was, but we're going to make it today for Christmas. All right. The recipe is really simple. It's 2 cups of granulated sugar, a cup of Karo syrup, any brand will work, baking soda, and peanuts. And they're raw peanuts, and the Valencia variety is the best, if you can find them. It usually requires going to the farmer's market and getting the kind you shell. And I'm going to cut the stove on medium-ish. I'm going to do the Karo syrup. And I usually don't measure everything out beforehand. What you're going to do, you're going to do your Karo and your sugar. And you're going to stir it and let it melt. You're going to let it heat up until your sugar is dissolved. And you want to stir occasionally until it dissolves. And try to keep your sugar from the sides of the pot. Bubble, bubble, toil in trouble, fire, burn, and cauldron bubble. I'm too nerdy.
Most people don't know that came from
Macbeth.
Macbeth, I think it was one of them. I only learned it a month ago.
Seriously?
Yeah, when you told me. I assumed it was just something from some Disney witch movie.
Now I'm going to add the peanuts in because it's bubbling and dissolved. And it's 2 cups of raw peanuts. I'm going to cut the heat down just a little bit. And you're going to let it cook. My grandma could do it by time, and it was 20 minutes. She could also do it by look. It's got to start having like a light to a golden brown color. I have to use a timer or a candy thermometer. And if you use a candy thermometer, it's the hard crack stage, which I think is like 300, 301. But I normally let it go to about 305. I have let it get as high as 310.
What is hard crack?
It's just crunchy. It's crunchy like sucker, hard candy.
Yeah. That's all depending on the temperature.
And you can actually, you don't need a candy thermometer. You can actually get a cup of ice water and drop some of the sugar into the water and let it sit for a second and then pull it out and eat it. And if it's crunchy and not chewy, it's the right temperature or the right stage.
Huh. I've heard you talk about hard crack before. It was candy making.
Caramel is like soft ball. There's soft ball, hard ball, soft crack, hard crack. I'm not a candy maker, so don't quote me. I mean, I guess I am a candy maker, but...
Yeah, I'd say you are.
And then we're just going to let this bubble until it's done. Stir it constantly. Well, not constantly, but more than occasionally. All right, we've been here for about 15 minutes. And we'll see. The color looks about. We'll just see what the old handy dandy candy thermometer. And hard crack is 302, not 301.
Does that make a big difference?
I don't know, honestly. Maybe. Like I said, this is the only candy I've ever made besides caramel that needs a thermometer. And I've only made soft caramel. I've never made like the hard caramel, which this is basically caramel, like hard caramel, caramelized sugar.
I see it kind of turning yellow now.
Yeah. And you want to stir it with a wooden spoon per my grandma's instructions. I have her recipe in an old church cookbook. And I was reading over the directions. And I generally let it go a little over 302 because I've not calibrated my thermometer. And so I just want to ensure that it gets to the proper temperature of hard crack. But you don't want to let it go too far because it'll burn your sugar. And I think that's done. All right. I'm going to take it off the heat, or cut the heat off. Put in a pinch of sugar. Stir that up first. I'm going to prepare myself because it's hot. And
this sugar?
Huh?
That's sugar?
That's salt.
You put in a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
Not sugar.
Oh, sorry. Whatever.
She put in a pinch of salt.
And you want a heaping teaspoon, and it does not have to be like a legit teaspoon. You can just go to the counter or the drawer and pick out a literal teaspoon. And you put it in there, and you're going to stir, and it will bubble. And you want to stir it until it foams, and you incorporate the and I had already greased and lined a baking sheet with parchment paper. And you want to scrape out as much as you can. It will harden quickly.
And Jamie did tell me that step from the pan, the pot to the pan, has to be done pretty quick. That's why you saw her move pretty fast.
Better take those. And you see it will foam over the side and get all over your stove. My grandma normally shook her pan.
You pick it up and just give it a shake?
Yeah, she used a bigger pan than I think that I do. But that's okay. I don't got an 11 by 17. I think that's a 9 by 13, probably. I don't know. Actually,
that's bigger than 13, I think.
It could be an 11 by 17.
You might have had a 9, right?
I don't know. A little bit warm. And to clean your pot really easily, just put it in a sink full of warm water and just let it soak, and you can pretty much clean it. No scrubbing required. And you're going to let this cool completely, and then we'll break it up after it cools. Alright, the peanut brittle is ready, and it sat in a cool bedroom for about an hour and 15 minutes. My grandma used to take a spoon and just tap it like that to kind of crack it. But this is how I do it. I'm going to take that off the eye first so I don't explode it. And it makes a little bit of a mess and a loud bang, but breaks off in pieces. You see?
We'll get a better shot of the layers later.
I can't see, but where's the? Oh, here's a microphone. Shut up.
What are you putting in a microphone for?
The snap. Oh, that's going to be really loud on camera when I dropped it.
Yeah, it'll auto-tune itself out.
Sorry, people, but listen to the snap. That's some crunchy peanut brittle. And I got 3 boys right behind me salivating over some. I'm going to go to the first bite. Come here, Gideon. All right, Curtis, you gotta. Was it worth the wait?
Yeah, it's worth the wait. You know, we're going to buy some commercial peanut brittle, even though it's horrible.
Well.
You can kind of see if it ain't too dark or if it's in focus, the layers. Is that in focus more? You can kind of see layers in Jamie's if it ain't blurry. But commercial peanut brittle is something completely different. I didn't know it tasted like that because I've always eaten Jamie's and her grandmother's. And then I finally had a chance to buy commercially made peanut brittle, and I was really disappointed.
Well, the closest that I've ever found, and it's not bad, so if you want to buy it, it's a North Carolina company located in Bear Creek. It's a Southern Supreme Fruitcake Company, and they do ship. It's slightly different than this, but it's not bad. I'm sure if you've never had this peanut brittle, it would be the best you've had, but it's not this. It's not what I grew up on, but it'll do in a pinch.
I've had people say that this peanut brittle is actually brittle. And I can say that the commercially made is a little more chewy. It doesn't have that snap or crunch in it. You never do what Jamie's doing right now with it.
And my grandma kind of like, before it cooled, she kind of tapped it down. So hers was a little bit thinner. But I'm too lazy. But hers might have looked more like that, compact. Mine's more light and airy. And I've been trying for years to figure out what to do with the little bits and pieces in the bottom. And I think if you put it in a food processor and crunched it up and then battered chicken in it and fried chicken in it, it would make a really great chicken coating. But anyway, I hope that you will consider making this. It's a favorite on our holiday candy list.
You make a lot of meat too.
So, my grandma always made a no-bake fruitcake. Well, not always, but on occasion. And she made it around the holidays. So, I am going to make that today. And Curtis and I went down to the fruitcake place in Bear Creek and brought back a sample of their fruitcake. And we'll be testing it, and probably if you watch this video, we have already tested it, but I thought I would show you how my grandma made her fruitcake if you're interested. And I don't have her recipe because she never used a recipe. She just made it by feel and mostly kind of just dumped what she used in there. So I am winging it, and I forgot the mini marshmallows. But that's okay. We'll just do the best we can. So I started out with some whole pecans. And I ground them up. And I'm going to add some walnuts. They're chopped walnuts. But I'm going to get them a little bit more fine ground. And where is my lid? And it's probably about 2 cups of really finely ground pecans. Give that a whirl. And I didn't get them they're not super finely ground, and it was probably a cup. All right. I'm not sure if her recipe called for dates, but we're going to use a few dates. That can't hurt, right? And actually, I think I'm going to grind those a little bit because they're a little bit big. And we're probably going to do half of an 8-ounce bag. Good enough. I don't really think that did anything, but... And we're going to do 16 ounces of the holiday fruit blend. You can just do cherries or whatever you like. And that may be too much, but that's what we're going to go and do. Alright, I'm going to add a 5-ounce bag of dried cranberries. Her recipe called for raisins, but I hate raisins. So we're using dried cranberries. And coconut flakes. And a box of graham crackers. And you want to crush those up. And I'm lazy. I didn't feel like doing it in batches, so I'm just going to put them in a bag. Put them in like a Ziploc bag. And I'm just going to take a rolling pin and beat it. That's how you get your frustrations out in the kitchen. Or not frustrations out in the kitchen. You can take your frustrations out by banging things and kneading dough and stirring and being aggressive in the kitchen when you're cooking. It's great stress management. Or you can just buy pre-ground graham cracker crumbs and take the box. I didn't even think about that. But anyway, crumbs. And you mix that all up. And like I said, my grandma's recipe had a whole bag of mini marshmallows in it, but I forgot them until I was trying to find a recipe on Google. Anyway, you're next gonna 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, maybe 2. We'll see. Not evaporated, sweetened condensed. I'm just going to mix that a little bit. And your hands are your best tools. And it's probably going to take another can. We'll see. Oh my God. Hope that I didn't put too much in there, but anyway. And you know it's moist enough when you can kind of form it into a little log. Yep, I think that is right. That's about the right texture, I think. Pat it out into little. Probably could have used some more of the dried fruit. Probably could have used some more of the dried fruit, but we'll just make do. This is the first time I've made it in about 8 years. I should have written the recipe down. but I haven't made it since probably 2015, my last December in my restaurant. I used to make it there and sell it, and it was pretty popular. So anyway, I'm going to shape this into probably 2 logs, and then I'm going to wrap it up, put it in the fridge, and let it sit, and then test it tomorrow. Alternatively, you could probably put it in a loaf pan and shape it in the loaf pan. Use that. Probably should have sprayed my hands with. You want to kind of roll it tight. All right. That's the no bake fruit cake, and I'm going to stick it in the refrigerator overnight, and we'll take it out in the morning and see how it looks.
I'm almost done. Actually, I'm just rolling the second one. Yeah, it looks like it.
Make sure everything's in frame.
Well, some of it doesn't really matter. Because I was, you know. I should have done a third one. Norma Jean gave it to you. I feel like I'm tying up a sausage.
Smush it.
Mm-hmm. What you have to do is, like, you need to compress it so that it compacts and is sliceable. It'll still fall apart a little bit, but
Maybe a press.
yeah. I mean, I pressed it in my hand, so it's a good texture. I probably should have took the time to process my graham cracker crumbs because it was a little bit. Some of them were a little bit.
Of course.
Yeah, but I was lazy. But anyway, it'll do. If I sold these, I would do a better job. But I don't even know if you'll like them, so
Me neither.
hopefully this doesn't. I'm gonna play with it and wind it like a sausage.
Oh.
Alright. That'll do. It's a little bit different shape than my other one, a little bit thicker. But
I think it did pop somewhere.
well, I mean, it doesn't matter. I just need it to compact. But we'll get into these in the morning and see how they set up.